cool.
Don't hang up. Stay in there. Stay in there. All right, we got. Oh shoot. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. Okay. Let me grab
I didn't
this
hang up,
link.
but it rang again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it open until I actually join it. Hold on. Let me see. Web page. There we go. Now
Cool,
it's gonna
cool.
have me in her join double. So you
Just kidding,
guys.
my beer gang brother.
Hold on. I gotta try to mute this. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I think I might have got it. Now let me clean it up a little bit and let me make it look nice and presentable
Hmm.
because we haven't done this in a while. You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, man. Thanks for asking. I would complain, but nobody would listen. But let me tell you though, you are killing it on the formatting, man. Your format looks wonderful, professional. You know what I'm saying? You're shouting out the fair use like nobody else is. You're doing a great job, brother. I just want to tell you that.
Wow, I appreciate that. Man, yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where I just try to make sure to take care of the unpleasantries and hope the rest works out. So
You're doing an
definitely
excellent
appreciate
job,
that.
brother. I Do you know how much the soda you dig has grown under your supervision?
Well, based on statistics, I actually do.
How much?
Statistics and analytics. Honestly, I think we are. I just looked at it last month. We were about 100 people away from reaching 10,000, and we are now 13 people away.
Okay,
Now,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
the views don't always reflect it, but that's here nor there. But yeah, I have definitely noticed that more people come around, more people have subscribed more than anything. I just think it's just a visual form of support that people say, you know what, we're going to click that subscribe button on this particular channel. It doesn't always translate that we're going to get 10,000 views a video. It doesn't always work that way. I think most people understand that. So just for us to have people that will do that and subscribe, I think is amazing. And all I can say is just thank you, for that.
Absolutely. Whenever possible, I'm gonna support you monetarily and promotion wise. I actually think I watched O'Shea Duke Jackson a couple of times. Excuse me, I shouldn't have said that name out loud.
That's
But I
quite all
actually think
right.
they're doing. I actually think when you go on live, because one day he happened to go on live the same exact time you were going on live,
Hmm.
and your numbers were similar. And I always thought he was a little bit bigger, but that made me realize that you're just as big, if not bigger. I think he had like 124 watchers and you had like 132.
I think the most we did was when I did it like last week or the week before we had 197
Exactly. You're
watching
doing
live.
great, brother. Keep up the good work.
For everybody else that anybody wants to hop on here, here's I can't type. Here's the link to join the panel. Now, why am I doing it this way? Because it is troll proof. That's why. And I figured that part out also. So if they mess this up, all I got to do is open up another one. Then I can privately add you guys in. But if we don't have that issue, then we good. Then they can just join that link. So if you guys are watching, if you want to hop on here and you want to talk about what we just talked about, Donald Trump replacing food stamps with food delivery, I think it's an amazing concept. I'm a person that has used the benefits of the government, and I'm a person that believes in getting yourself off of those benefits because I don't think that we should depend on the government for anything. What you think about that, bro?
I think that idea is wonderful. It's like the Bible says: if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime.
You
And I'm
you
just,
said it.
I'm done hearing ratchet ass Florida. I'm ratchet too. But there comes a time when, man, you just gotta let that shit go, dog. You can't even really feel right being in your late 30s on up being ratchet. I say that to say, man, let it go. These people need to let it go. They need to go out there and see what it's like. to earn every crumb of their daily bread, as opposed to thinking that scamming is a lifestyle, or that, scamming makes life easier, because it doesn't. It just makes it more convenient at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not necessarily what you want. I mean, having a really convenient life and having everything handed to people isn't going to make for a better future, a better tomorrow. It's not. It's just going to make their day more comfortable and, more convenient. And like, a lot of people don't.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people don't acknowledge, huh?
Oh, I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
A lot of people don't acknowledge, like I put in the chat room a couple of times, a lot of people don't acknowledge that a majority of the people that are on welfare are white people. So while
As far
they
as
want
numbers,
to, like,
yes,
while
that is
Joy
correct.
Bernhardt, which is the lady, the black woman from the CNBC clip that you showed, while she wants to make this something that black people needs to be up in arms about, this again is not a black people problem. This is actually a white people problem, because they're the majority of the ones on welfare. And it's not about race, even though a majority of the people we saw on that Operation Starving for Money thing, the last one you showed, were Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Black people try to personify everything, like with Donald Trump, like, oh, well, Donald Trump is going to cut off food stamps and send us boxes. Well, that's because he's racist, and that's going to put a lot of black families behind, and that's going to embarrass them. Bullshit. I mean, Juvenile said it best when he said, some black folks got too much pride. That's why they struggling, you dig?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will 100% agree with that.
And it's not even that serious. I used to be on food stamps. I sold food stamps recently. I sold food stamps in 2017. And I'm not going to sit here and cry you a river like, the sky is crashing down, because it's not crashing down. I wish I didn't have the opportunity to sell food stamps, because, getting used to things like that makes you a bad person. When people look at you,
mm-hmm.
you may not feel like they know, but people look at you and say, yo, that nigga selling his food stamps, yo, that nigga this, that nigga that. And it's the things that you're not conscientious, it's the behaviors that you're not aware that you're doing that makes people have a bad judgment of you. So as far as black people go, they need to let that shit go. This, again, has nothing to do with them, even though they will try to make it seem like, oh, this is another example of Trump not, according to Joy Bernhardt, this is another example of Trump not liking black people. And this has nothing to do with black people, and everything to do with sustaining yourself, standing on your own 2 feet, and taking pride in surviving in America, because it's not that hard any damn way.
Yeah, that's a good point. And this is the thing, what I always try to remind people is that you have to think about things rationally. And for people to say that, that they need these programs and stuff like that, okay, you can say you need that shit all day long, but check this out. What do you do if one day the government is like, you know what? Fuck people that, don't want to go out there and go get their own. This is costing us too much money. Taxpaying citizens are tired of it. And we're just going to cut the whole thing all together overnight. So if they said, I know you were supposed to get it on the 5th, today is the 4th, and they cut it, what would people do? They would freak the fuck out and see, and they don't think about that kind of stuff, because it's like you're constantly hanging on, waiting for some handout that you're supposed to get. And if they decide, you know what,
and that ain't nothing but a bad habit. Hanging on and waiting for a handout, that's a bad habit. Every man and woman, you know what I'm saying, every able-bodied man and woman, adult man and woman, should have the fucking skills to go out there and get food. This is not the goddamn Stone Ages. You can get food wherever, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black people need to stop fucking playing these old victim-ass games. That's why the reason why they're often treated like victims is because they act like victims. I don't know if that kind of shifted to the left or that was our subject, but I don't think we need a lot of these welfare. The old people, yeah, they need their Medicare, their Medicaid, because they're not able-bodied. Veterans, they serve their time, so they deserve that. Like, a lot of these welfare programs, man, we don't need that shit. We just want that shit because we're greedy and lazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. And like I say, for us, and it was just like I was explaining earlier, these programs are meant for you to have a leg up, not for you to basically replace the legs that you have. You're supposed to be able to use it to get to the next point. It's supposed to be a stepping stone, a tool, not a crutch, in order for you to help yourself I'm going through a difficult time temporarily. If you can help me temporarily, I will be able to sustain myself from here on out. So what people are doing is they say, now we've gone to the point to where I need more help than that. Now we've gone to the point of, now I need help for a year. Now I need help permanently. Now I need help generationally. We have gone from 1964 to all the way up until now, and you have actually watched generation after generation after generation pass down poverty. And that is sick.
Right.
Number one, passing down poverty, but number two, to pass on dependency. I can understand if maybe one person didn't figure it out, but the next person maybe should be able to figure it out, or maybe be able to do better than the next person. But if we continue to breed a society of adults and children that think that I am entitled to this money, this is, how many times have you heard of them say that food stamps and TANF and all of that kind of stuff that they give you, that's free money. They refer to it as free money.
Yeah, that's how they view it, and it's not free money. It's money from out of taxpayers' pockets, so you won't be a blemish on the American face by always being hungry and having your kids out there looking dirty and starving. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. People just take advantage of it. Personally, I don't like it. As a man, I don't like it because men aren't designed to just sit around and accept handouts.
Yep. And the body, and it's not good. It's not good for the body either.
It's not.
It's not healthy at all.
It's not. And not only that, to answer that question, respond to that statement you made during the show about the only thing that they would lose is choices. They wouldn't lose choices either. It's as the great man Denzel Washington once stated. One thing's for sure and two things for certain, Just Jay. If you're looking for an excuse, you will find one. And I say that to say these people are just offering you to send you the ingredients. They're not sending you prepared meals. So you get some pasta, you get some tomato sauce, and you either make pasta or you make tomato soup. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice. But some people don't even want to go into the kitchen and cook. And that's what they're trying to avoid. Some people, but it's terrible, man. It's very terrible. And I salute the president because all the ideas that he's come up with I've agreed with them. You know, it's very risky as a black person to support the president, but this man is not only a good leader, he's a great philosopher, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, and it's funny because I know a lot of people that would disagree with what you said, but I haven't heard anybody come up with a valid reason for why they disagree.
Exactly.
And come on, bro. I tell people this all the time. Me and you don't always agree on everything. Like, there's been plenty of times when we've been on a panel together and we're on polar opposite ends of the spectrum on a lot of different topics.
Right. Exactly. You know, it's just crazy, man. Like you said, man, black people got to get it together. Black people have to get it together. I don't know, but I want somebody else to come on because I don't want to be a show hog.
Hey, I actually just sent I found the email forward and I just sent it out to
Jason's here.
He's in here right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Because I sent him the link and I sent some people that usually are on the panel. I sent them the email also if they end up wanting to hop on.
Yeah, Jason's here. Here, let me change to my icon.
Hey, hold on a second, okay, DJ?
Yes, sir. And again, to everybody that's still watching, we'll cut this part out and it'll be its own separate show. So I'll re-upload this video. If you want to hop on the panel and speak on what you've heard, President Trump replacing food stamps with food delivery. For the 45 people that are watching now, if you want to hop on, if you want to speak, feel free. The link is out there. I know people probably aren't.
This is your time to shine.
Yeah, I know people might not be used to us putting the link out there anymore, but like I said, not told relationship rehab. I have figured out a way to make it troll proof.
That's right. And what was I gonna say? About this food box stuff, and also it'll create a lot of jobs. It's gonna be like the postal delivery service. We're gonna need delivery drivers, and we're gonna need people to prepare these boxes.
You bring up
that's gonna create a lot of jobs.
You bring up a great point.
Exactly, thousands, not just a few, but thousands. And it's also going to create either more work or more jobs for the farmers since he says it's all going to be American grown.
That's absolute. Wow. Great catch. Great catch.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
I
totally
don't
agree
know
with
what
that.
these people are crying about.
It will create a lot of jobs for people that are actually on the system. They should make them work at these jobs and give them employment. At the same token, give them food as well, so that it can help them try to get out of the situations they're in.
Agreed. Now, I don't know if you guys heard me say this portion of it, where I know at least in Texas, and I don't know if they do it in Oklahoma or not, where I'm originally from. But in order for you to get food stamps, you have to also send them proof that you are filling out job applications, at least 15 a week, forcing you basically to look for work.
They're doing it down here in Florida.
I think it's a beautiful thing. Like, I think it's an awesome thing. It's an incentive. And like I said, I thought I made a very fair statement when I said I believe the majority of Americans want to be responsible, want to take care of themselves and feed their families, and that they want to work. So in turn, if you give them an opportunity, or at least inspire them to do so by saying, hey, if you want food stamps, you got to apply for jobs. I think it works both ways.
I've seen, I'll be honest with you, Just Jay, I've seen that requirement turn a lot of people around. Mm-hmm. When you go to the, what do they call it? The career source, or the unemployment office, which is what they refer to it down here in Florida as the career source. When you go there and they say, hey, if you want food stamps, you're going to have to fill out 5 job applications a day, and you're going to have legitimate proof. Man, half the people turn around and like, don't even worry about it.
Yep,
including myself.
Yep. Let me give a shout out to, I want to make sure I can say his name. I don't know if I see him in the chat. To my guy, Antoine C. He sent a donation. I want to say thank you to my brother, Antoine. Hopefully, if you're out there listening, I hope that you'll hear that I told you thank you, but I did receive that. So after the show, I would definitely make sure to send you guys an email to let you know that I received your donation. So appreciate that.
Definitely.
You still there, brother Jason Gunn? Okay, he might have stepped away. I sent the panel link out to a bunch of people. Like, I don't know. It's like I see. It's kind of crazy. Like, I watch Tommy's show, and you know how people will say, open up the lines and all that stuff, and those people don't call in. And then the same people that say, open up the panel.
Hopefully they'll be here. But that's just another thing. Like, I don't resent being black or anything, but that's just another thing. Like, black people like to scream and holler about what they should get or what they're supposed to get or what they're entitled to, but then they never really take advantage of it.
No, they don't. Not at all. I don't know of any situations where black people have received these hand ups and these handouts and turned it into something, something positive and something generational that they can pass on to their kids.
What's good, man?
Hey, Black Voice, what's up, bro?
Man, how's everybody doing this evening, man?
Good, thanks for asking, brother. I would complain, but nobody would listen.
Yeah, much respect, man. Good to hear from y'all, man. What's the topic?
Well, we actually just did a show a little while ago, and what I'll end up doing is I'll cut this part out of it, so we'll upload it as a separate video, so everybody will still be able to see us on the panel. But we talked about President Trump. Mic check. Okay, is somebody replaying it?
Hold on, let me turn my mic off. No problem.
It's okay. We haven't done the panel in a while. Black Voice, do you have me replaying somewhere?
Do I got any what?
Do you have me replaying somewhere? You can't hear the echo?
No, I don't hear no echo.
Okay, we'll just work through it. But we were talking about President Trump replacing the food stamps with food delivery. So instead of them basically giving you a form of currency, they're going to say, we'll just give you the food. And the thing
I
is,
think,
people are in arms about it, like they are
well,
upset.
the only people that will be at arms about it, not to cut you off, I apologize if I cut you off.
Oh, you
The only
good?
people that will be at arms about it is people who use the food stamps for their own personal use, as far as selling them to get their
Yep.
hair done, or
Yep.
selling them to get weed, or et cetera, et cetera. I think it's a good idea. You're gonna just drop the food off at the people's house. That's a perfect idea. But the thing is, what type of food are you gonna drop off? Are you gonna drop off that low grade food, or are you gonna drop off that high dollar groceries or whatnot?
Now they say it's supposed to come from farmers that are in the United States, so it's homegrown food. Number one, number two, people are complaining because they say it takes away their choice in what they can choose and what they can get. But it was like I was saying earlier, I believe that beggars can't be choosers.
Real talk, because I don't. But I'm not gonna lie. Have I got food stamps before? Yes, I have, and
I have
I
too.
loved every minute of it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I loved every minute of it. You know
I
what I
have
mean?
too.
But
Right.
right now, I'm at the point where I'm making a little bit more money, so I got to pay for my food. But at the end of the day, if I had to, yeah, I would take some free food, man. Instead of them giving me EBT and they gonna just deliver the food to me.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
wait. Let me ask
I'll be
you.
able to feed my family.
Let me ask you a question. When you had
Yeah.
the EBT or SNAP, whatever it is that you had, food stamps, whatever it's
Uh-huh.
called, tell me you're like me and you spent it all on food.
No.
Cause I did. Man, hey, I be hungry than a motherfucker.
Well, the thing is, when I got married, I did because my wife just took the card and pretty much made sure we had food for the whole month. But when it was just me and I was getting them, I would spend a big portion on like maybe big seafood parties or barbecues, and then I would sell the rest or sell some. So
I got
a lot of times I didn't spend it on food. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, look, man, we ain't no judge, no prosecutors over here, my brother. I just curious, but I know, like for me, I be hungry. I spent all 100% of that shit on food. I'm trying to stock up on everything, so I'm like, hey, look, I'm about what I need, and then if I do have any funds like that I've generated on my own, whether it's from a job or something like that, then I can buy what I want thereafter. But if I get the food
Yeah.
stamps, I'm spending it all on food, straight up.
I ain't mad at you, man.
I like to
But
eat, brother.
when did Trump come up with this idea and this decision?
Well, they've been talking about this, I think, since 2017, but there's more stuff that came out, and I think Jason sent me this maybe a week and a half ago. But it's relatively new,
okay.
like just last month, like February 16th or 17th.
So let me ask you this, man. What do y'all think about they trying to make motherfuckers have passports just to leave the state to go to another state?
Okay. Wow.
What do you think about that? Like, is it fair? I understand
They're
you gotta
actually
have a
doing that?
passport. Yeah, man. I know here in Missouri, they definitely starting that bill, man. Like, in the state of Missouri, starting October, you have to have a passport just to even leave. And if you want to fly from Kansas City to Oklahoma, you have to have a passport.
Wow.
Really?
I don't know what to say
Yeah.
about that one. I don't want to speak too
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
I don't want to speak too early.
Yeah, that's just how I feel, Just Jay. I gotta collect my thoughts about that one.
Because my initial...
Well, I tell y'all, do y'all research on it before y'all listen to me or answer my question. If y'all get a chance, y'all do y'all research on it and give me y'all input, man.
Okay.
Next time we talk.
Yeah, because my initial thoughts is I would say, I think getting a passport is a good thing. I'm not against that. If we all are required. Okay, so think about it like this.
You think passports are good, man?
Absolutely.
As far as, well, I think passports are good, but I think the recommendations to get them and I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm behind on my child support. You know what I mean? I don't have
Me
no
too.
messed up criminal history, but just
we in the
because
same
I'm behind
boat.
on child support, guess what? I can't get a passport.
Hey, we in the same boat, bro.
And that's not, to me, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, that gonna ban me as far as my experience to go to other countries and experience different cultures because I'm behind on child support. Like,
Well, but
No,
see,
they-
that's
so
a
you're-
that's
so
a
you're
whole
telling me
nother
that-
that's a whole nother problem because the child support system is bullshit all the way around. Period.
oh yeah, child support ain't nothing but another word for alimony.
Right.
Even if you think about it, when you married and you leave a woman and y'all break up, you've been holding her down, you got to pay alimony. When a woman breaks up with you or you break up with her after you have a kid, you have to pay child support. That's just another word for alimony.
Right.
Point blank, period.
What?
With alimony, they go off for what you make. With child support, they go off for what you make. So it's the same thing.
Are you there,
Man,
Black
because
Voice?
whatever to tell you. What's up?
Oh, I just want to know if you were there. You were kind of chopping up. It helps a little bit if you just switch to your icon. Speeds up the connection.
And at the end of the day, hold on, let me switch to it, y'all. All right, and at the end of the day, man, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to child support, a judge will tell you, a woman can do whatever the fuck she want to do with that money. You like, Your Honor, she's getting her nails done, getting her hair done, and not putting money on my kid.
Yeah, you look like you got a phone call coming in. He is 100% right because Honey Club.
Oh man.
Okay, you're still
Yeah,
there.
I'm here, bud.
Okay, but he'll hop back on here in a minute. I think it just knocked him out because of his phone call. But
Right.
he is 100% right, and that's part of what we're talking about with a system like child support is just the fact that there is no level of accountability when it comes to checks and balances. Okay.
No.
Now I know that what was it that they were supposed to be changing? I can't remember what state it was. They were saying something along the lines of, damn it. It has to do with monitoring what the money. No, that wasn't it. I'll have to get back to you on this point, but it was something along the lines of they were supposed to be having some type of program in to monitor what the child support money is spent on. And I thought that was an excellent idea because
they
I'm
were
just
going to
like,
put it on a some kind of card similar to the EBT that would be limited. It wouldn't be able to purchase everything, only certain things,
Yes.
such as style products and food.
so you've heard that then.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I think
Yeah, I have heard
I think it's just like Buzz Aldrin. It's one small step for men.
Absolutely. And you know what else I was thinking regarding the food boxes, Just Jay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I want to be a realist. If they do switch over to the food boxes, no. First, let me ask you, what do you call that? Act 4 or Class 4?
Title 4.
Title 4. Are project housing on Title 4?
Yes, Section 8. Yes. It's an umbrella
Section 8 is
system.
on Title 4.
It's an umbrella system that the welfare system is created under.
Correct. You know what? Call me crazy, but I foresee if they start sending these food boxes to the projects is going to have a bunch of food. It's going to be littered with food. They're going to be people who, I don't eat this. I don't want this. Ugh, I'm a kill chump. And there's going to be cans of food and cans of Spam all outside, and it's going to make the projects even dirtier.
I like the fact you said it's gonna be cans of Spam.
For real. It's gonna people are gonna get it, they're gonna be ungrateful, and then they're gonna discard it in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been to numerous projects, and a wise man once told me, I don't remember where I heard this, I think it was from Tommy. If you take, but then again, it may not have been, I might have come up with it myself. If you take a certain type of person and give them a brand new house, real clean, and you come back in 10 days, it will be a dirty rundown house.
That's a fact.
You
More
feel me?
times than none in the hood, that's what happens.
Exactly, because a lot of time I've seen a lot of projects where the architecture is beautiful, the
Ooh,
renovation
yep.
is beautiful, and they give it to a woman with 8 kids that doesn't have any, that has poor hygiene, that doesn't have any, self-respect, and dudes come in there, they party, they smoke blunts, they piss, they drink, whatever, and this shit's just raggedy in 2 months.
Wait,
But
can I point something out to you? And I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. I want to point
Sure, go
something
ahead,
out
bud.
because I just thought about this. I was telling my girl the other day, and I had saw somebody that I follow from that used to be with No Limit Records. I follow him on Instagram, and he posted a thing of like an old car that he bought, and he was just showing like how much he paid for it. And I love the idea of where those people came from. Like I followed their stories and stuff like that when they talk about certain streets. I said, let me type in this address and just see what comes up on Google. It pulled me right up in front of the house that he had that car registered at. So what I decided to do, I said, let me, take Google for a little trip, and I started going down the streets and stuff like that just on the internet, and I was clicking and looking around New Orleans. And it was so interesting, like, because you could tell, like, it used to be like a beautiful, place where, like you was talking about with the architecture, how unique these houses were built. Like they were built big and narrow and tall and it was so interesting. Like some are like crammed right next to each other. It was so interesting looking at it. The good thing, the architecture was good, probably at the time it was built. The downside is the fact that the houses were just like, they were damn near falling apart. Like, and I'm talking about like before the hurricane shit, they already looked terrible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell where, people haven't bothered trying to paint, there were places that were boarded up and just falling apart, got grass growing every which where, and just the houses looked like they were meant to be so beautiful, and they just looked like it was like shit mixed with roses.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Folks ain't cutting their lawns. Folks ain't doing minor home repairs. They're not fixing their fences. They're not replacing their broken windows.
Yep.
They're not painting their front doors. And for lack of a better phrase, they just trash whatever they're given. So with regards to this food box, I feel like, you give these niggas this food box, you're going to come back 10 days later and you're going to see the hood or the projects fucking trashed with food. Government cheese, macaroni, and their excuse is going to be like, we don't want this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
they're just going to throw it outside.
and that's
going to be their way of expressing themselves.
Exactly. And you know what? I agree with you, and I think that is what's going to happen. But this is the major problem that's going to point out the hypocrisy and the flaw in the mentality of the disenfranchised.
Correct.
You're talking about you're fucking hungry. They're still giving you food, and you're like, well, I don't want that kind of food. It's just like when I use the analogy of the homeless people, and you go to the store and go buy them a sandwich, and this motherfucker got nerve to tell you, well, I don't eat lettuce, or I don't eat tomatoes, and I don't eat white bread. I'm like, the fuck? Are you hungry, motherfucker, or do you know what I'm saying?
Homeless people are the worst. Homeless people are narcissistic. They think that because they're poor, everybody that has more money than them owes them some mercy or some sympathy. But, you know what I'm saying, they never actually try to reform from the things that cause them to be homeless, like drinking, fighting, getting arrested all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen social experiments on YouTube where homeless people have panhandled up like a fucking $100 a day.
Yep. And more than that. And more than that.
$700 goddamn dollars. You can start your life over with a pay rate like that. But homeless people, as you said, will be on the corner tomorrow, and they're very picky, and they don't accept just anything. Homeless people are pickier than poor people.
Yes, they are.
And that's very sad. So, like I said, the president, he's not only a good leader, but he's a good philosopher. And I think the things that he's doing is, at the end of the day, will teach the poor how to fish and not simply give them a fish. And for all the people who want to throw their food back in his face, fuck it, do it. Because, you know what I'm saying, he'll come up with more policies to limit people like this, because at the end of the day, these people not only make black people look bad, they make the human race look bad, because we can't move forward and we can't get ahead. We can't get to the part where we're inventing hoverboards or flying cars and shit, because we're too busy dealing with their problems that they create for them fucking selves.
Yeah, it's kind of like putting an anchor around somebody's ankles.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
As Americans, we're dragging them around,
caring for the poor, and the poor don't care for themselves or us sometimes.
And then you got to think about, just like you said, the rationale and the things that they are claiming that they need help with. Well, you're still technically getting that. It's just not exactly what you wanted. So what would be so different what would be so different with the food that they get in jail? So are you telling me that the people in jail need more choices of food, or do they just need to, like, if we're going to be heartless about the people in jail and just say, you know what, fuck them, as long as they get they bread, meat, and water, they'll live, then what would be the difference in people that are hampering and hankering down our economy by continuing to take free handouts? So
Exactly. We could
wait, and
that-
not
what
only
people-
that, but they're committing open fraud. And look, and no disrespect to my brothers that
Open
was
fraud.
on the panel, but I told you, either we've done it or we know somebody that's done it that has sold food stamps. And I actually was able to prove that just in this show alone. I know plenty of people. I'm not gonna call no names out, but they know who they are. I know some people that currently buy food stamps.
Miss Mandy, we're looking at you, girl.
I'm not gonna call nobody out by name, you know what I'm saying? But we all know somebody that buys food stamps, and people be like, "There's nothing wrong with that." No, fraud is fraud. Like, it's like if you are what do they call it? It's like aiding and abetting somebody committing a federal crime. Like,
It is.
that's what you're essentially doing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it's unnecessary too. So I don't know. What do you think, Jason? Because I don't see, me personally, if I had my way, I would use more brute force on American citizens. And when I say brute force, I don't mean like a cop shooting them down, but
It just
I tell
mean
them-
be
see,
tougher
Donald
with the
Trump
rules.
Is really, really nice in my opinion, because I tell them, take it or leave it. Either you want this free food or you're gonna buy your own food.
Thank you.
That's it.
You're just saying you should have stricter policies.
Shit, ain't nobody for the motherfucking. If I was the president, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and let you troll me into oblivion talking about what you want to eat. You're not my motherfucking girlfriend.
Well, personally, I would just cut off everything and make them starve. And I'd make
Exactly.
them go out and do
That's
the
always
job.
an option,
I wouldn't give anybody the benefit of the doubt, because this generational welfare and support of the government is killing us people that's making money out here, and we're not getting our tax refunds proper, and we're giving more money in the taxes than we are receiving at the end of the year. I know we all give a loan to the government, and I understand all that, but that's besides the point. These people that are sitting at home, that are able to work, they need to get cut off. I don't care about their damn kids personally. I don't care about none of that.
I don't
Because
either.
I came up on the system. My mother was on welfare, and I can't tell you where she worked, but I came up on the system. And for me to get out of where I was at, you know, on my own accord, because I got myself out of there, and my mother got herself out of there after so many years as well. But you know, when she died, she was making a nice six figures when she passed away. But the bottom line is that there is no more motivation for people to get out and do
Yes.
their work. I don't
Absolutely.
care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I really don't give a damn what you are or who you are. I'm paying for your damn kids to eat, and I'm tired of it.
You damn
I'm
right.
tired of getting for somewhere for you to lay your head. I'm tired of paying. Every time I pay my bills, I don't have that many bills, thank God. But every time at the end of the month when I pay my bills, I see this damn tax I got to pay. And that tax ain't going toward my bill. It's going toward these poor people that don't want to get up and go work. And it's pathetic. I'd starve them. I'm telling you. They should just do a purge. The purge is coming.
Well,
It's coming, and it's going to come here so quick. By next year, they plan on starting doing these food boxes by next year.
yes.
Watch how many fathers come back into the house. We ain't
Exactly.
even talked about that.
Exactly.
We didn't even tap
Exactly.
on that. We didn't even begin to talk about how many women with all of these children, now you're going to really need a man.
Ooh,
Right.
say it.
Nice.
Because the men,
Good point, Jason. Kudos.
Wow.
Watch
The
how many
man-
dads
the
start
man
coming
is
back.
the- say again?
Watch how many dads start coming back when they take away food stamps and start sending them government cheese in a box.
Exactly.
Damn.
That's why I say they should cut it off immediately.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Immediately.
Matter of fact, cut it off right before the winter.
Yeah.
And see how many black men come out of prison. See how many black men come out of jails. See how
Right.
many child supports will go to zero, and let's start all over again and try to make this
Wow.
work.
Let's see how many
Wow.
black women become loving, supporting partners and companions and protect their men and talk good about their men, and how many nuclear families start getting developed.
Wow.
Because I'm gonna tell you, just like the other day, you know, I'm in the parking lot. I'm going to get my favorite beer. This guy's walking with his son in the parking lot, talking about I'm hungry. I said, well,
Wow.
when was the last time you ate? He's like, well, I didn't eat all day, and my son, the last time he ate was in school. So I said, all right, go meet me at Burger King. I went over there and did what I had to do, got him a meal, and then he's like, I'm like, are you going to sit here? He's like, no, I'm going to go back to the hotel because my wife is at the hotel. I said, well, make sure you get her meal too. And get all the big, extra large, whatever you want. Matter of fact, go ahead and get the extra large or whatever. And not only that, and then I turned around and put $40 in his hand.
Wow.
Sweet.
Damn.
You
Jason.
did your
And I'm
part.
sitting here, but see, I shouldn't have gave him money. And I'm thinking about it, but I gave him money just to give him money because I just want to help him. But I mean, you know, I've been running into these people lately. This one guy, look, brother, I don't want to hear your story. I got a pizza here. Take as many slices as you want.
That's it, bro. I like
And
that.
I want to hear your story. I work in DC. I see there's more people in DC that are homeless. It's pathetic. I see the same guys standing on the same street corner. One dude, I knew the guy by name. I caught him at the bus stop talking on cell phone. He homeless. Where the hell his bill going to?
Yeah.
And he out there every day peddling for money. But he don't want food. He want money.
There it is. Like I just told Just Jay, Jason, you know, panhandling is a multi-million-dollar business. Like I've seen, like at times I've gone into the gas station, and one specific time I went into a gas station. Okay, there's this guy in a wheelchair under the bridge. I see him when I was working at Caterpillar, the heavy machinery manufacturer. I would drive to work and I would see him under the bridge all the time, and I would stop at the gas station. One time I saw him inside the gas station. Do you know this man had way more cash than I did? Way more cash. He had about $240 in cash. I had about 37 bucks.
When I was out in Colorado, y'all remember, if y'all may not remember, it was on the news. There was a millionaire standing at one of the exits going up to Denver from Colorado Springs. He was a millionaire. He had a Lamborghini sitting behind the gas station. And we stopped on the way going up to up to Denver, and on the way back at the same gas station. And we gave this guy probably about 20, 30 bucks. Don't you know we seen this guy on the news about 3 weeks later? They followed him with a camera. The man got into a red Lamborghini. A new.
Oh, and you know what? You bring me right back to the point I was going to make earlier. There have actually been a lot of people that they have been catching that are being homeless undercover.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a real thing. So if you guys haven't heard that, that is a real thing where people that are not disenfranchised are like, I'm going to just do this for a free check, and they dress up bummy. Women will put on like pregnant suits and will go out there and dress in their raggedy clothes and will stand out there in the corner asking for money and will just collect.
So you can see on YouTube. They got YouTube videos of it.
Absolutely. I have another testimonial. Up here, there's a Walmart by my residence. And, you know, I go to Walmart pretty, well, I really don't go to Walmart that often. In fact, I stay in the house quite often, to be honest with you. But there's this one family. It's a white guy and his wife and his two daughters. And they panhandle as a team. And I swear to you, like people go out of their way to form a line of cars to donate money to them. And I'm looking at them like, yo, these people are definitely making more money than I am, because I know they're definitely making more than $20 an hour. I'm not making $20 an hour. And from judging by what I saw, they're definitely making $20 an hour. And obviously they got to be making good money, because none of them, the wife isn't looking for a job, the father isn't looking for a job. They're up there sitting under an umbrella, and people are saying, oh, that's so cute, you're sticking with your family through thick and thin. Here, let me give you a little something. $4 here, $5 here, $6 here. And there's a lot of people dropping this off. You know what I'm saying? So I just say that to say panhandling is a multi-million-dollar business. So yeah, we can't really feel sorry for the poor, because the poor is really taking advantage of us. You know,
That's a fact.
the homeless people are taking good advantage of us.
I see
I know-
a
Because
Google
I know
post
if
here.
I had any fraction of their money, you know what I'm saying, shit, you probably would hear less of me, to be honest with you.
Well, I see a Google post here. Self-proclaimed professional panhandlers net $182 an hour.
Exactly. 100%. I have no doubt that I'm not going to make that money working at Caterpillar. I'm not going to make that money working as a call center rep. I'm not going to make shit. I don't make that much money as a YouTuber. I don't make any money as a YouTuber. I've seen one check from Google. I don't make that much money as a property manager, which is what I am now. You feel me? So I don't, man, this shit is crazy. But let me ask you this real quick, Jason, and then we want to go right back to the panhandling pandemic, because it's a really interesting subject to me. I told DJ Just Jay that, you know, if they do start sending out boxes of food, and when they do send them to like Section 8 housing or the projects, in layman's terms, people in the projects are just going to get the boxes and throw it outside, and then the projects are going to be littered with cans of food. What do you think?
Let them throw it outside so they can all die. Who cares?
I love James's answers. They're short and sweet.
I mean, let's be honest. I used to go to the field in the military. They give us MREs.
Yeah,
Right.
They give
rations.
They give you
Meals ready to eat.
3
Line
MR.
up. Just add water.
They give you 3 MREs per day. That means that you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, let me tell you what, eating the MREs, your nails are going to grow, your hair is going to grow, and you're going to be funky, because that's how much protein is in that little plastic brown bag. And it's good for you, and it has everything in it that you need. I think they need to just start dropping off MREs at the projects. Just drop them in the middle and let them fight over it.
From the airplane.
That's what
Hey, and I like what
look. MREs are good for 25 to 30 years.
Wow.
So if you don't want your MREs, somebody else gonna collect them up. And when you start starving, then you're gonna have to pay for MREs. It's free now, but later it's
Right.
gonna cost you. And I think that's what you should do. That's just like I look at jails and prisons. Get an island, drop them on the island, and drop raw meat in the middle, and let them go for it. I remember, y'all know the old movie Escape from New York.
Yeah, I remember that with Kurt Russell.
Let
Was
it
it?
happen. Just put them on the island. and then we can go and YouTube it and put it on videos.
Jason, I'm laughing, but I am like so with you on that. Like Jason hasn't said anything that I disagree with regard to that at all. Miss Mandy said in the chat, she said welfare isn't meant to be a lifestyle. That's the point.
Correct.
That's the point.
Yet it is. Yet it is.
That's the point.
Awesome statement.
Awesome
It's
statement.
not meant to be a lifestyle. It's
But
not
it is.
supposed to go from generation to generation.
That's what we talking
You
about.
got
what's
5 and
worse about
6
it-
generation of women that have been on welfare and food stamps.
Yes. 5 and 6 gen. Yo, I've seen project apartments where this one apartment, and remember, if you read the rules closely, you're not supposed to reside there for that long. I've seen one project apartment where they've resided there for 15 years. The same person's resided in there for 15 years. The grandma's in there. The daughter who got kicked out of her place, she now stays there, and she just had the granddaughter. So it's 3 generations of women in a project apartment that they've lived in for 15 years. So yes, it is a lifestyle. You feel me? And it's not meant to be a lifestyle, but the worst part about it is not only is it not meant to be a lifestyle, but it's one of the most prevalent lifestyles in Black America. It is.
But-
We got gang culture in Black America. We got gang culture, and we also have ratchet culture. Ratchet culture stems from welfare as a lifestyle. That's where that basically comes from.
Let me point out something else, because I just thought about this. I'm looking at the chat, but I just thought about what Lola said. She said people will lose weight. Now, I want you guys to think about this. Who are the people that are raising the children in the homes in the Black community?
Well,
Women.
that'd be great.
Women.
That'd be great. And it'll lower diabetes down too.
It's women. So think about this. What is the thing that they're dying the most of? Heart
Wait.
Heart attack,
disease.
sugar.
Heart disease.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lola. That's in a very short sentence. That's a great point that she put out there. Wow. Imagine that. So think about everything that Jason talked about, that Hunter Club talked about, that I talked about, that the news story talked about. All of these things, actually, there is really no rebuttal to it, because it actually has more benefits than it does anything negative. There's more positivity than negativity.
Right. But I mean, we've all come across that one.
We save
girlfriend,
money
or even that
and we
one
save
boy.
money and you'll be able to eat. Like, what the fuck?
They don't give a fuck. All they want to do is complain. Complaining makes their damn day.
I want my food to taste good. Motherfucker, you will live. Earn it. You want to taste good food? Earn it.
Yes, you gotta. Yo, if you're poor, you get to eat food, but if you're rich, you get to eat good food. You
Ooh,
gotta.
thank you.
That's just a lifestyle. You can't be poor and expect to drive a fucking Lamborghini or a Range Rover. Fuck that. You get to drive whatever is available to you. The rich people, the finest cars and the finest food are reserved for those who are smart enough or those who are hardworking enough to become rich. But aside from that, not only that, not only do they have to earn good tasting food, like I said, the government is proposing sending them ingredients. If the government sends you flour and eggs and bread, don't sit there and say, well, I can't just eat egg sandwiches all day, because eggs and bread don't just make egg sandwiches. Sometimes it makes French toast.
Mm-hmm.
And with flour, sometimes you can bake a damn cake. So it's more mental laziness on the behalf of the welfare recipients or the beggars that they want more variety.
Okay, wait. Think about this. Do you guys remember that movie? Was it Martian? With damn, not Jason Statham. What's my guy's name? Matt Damon. Was that Martian?
Yeah, when he was growing his own food.
Yeah.
What was he forced to eat every single day?
Potatoes.
Oh, I can't remember.
He was forced to grow potatoes. He had to take pieces of potatoes, regrow them, and continue to eat potatoes every single day. He would have a little bit of ketchup. He'd have a little bit of mustard. He would switch it up from time to time, put a little pepper, a little salt on it. All he had was potatoes.
Not niggas. Niggas ain't having that. Niggas ain't gonna tolerate that.
We're not talking about, sending them boxes of flour and just fucking nothingness. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, they're actually going to have a decent box of things that you will be able to not only sustain yourself with, but it's not like you're just forced, like, this is all you get, like the MREs.
Right, to eat it as is. You don't have to eat it
It's
as
not like
is.
they're shipping you a box of MREs.
Hey, DJ 100. You know what the bad part is, and we ain't even talked about it yet?
What's that? You got me curious now. What?
Half these folks don't even know how to damn cook.
Exactly.
They
That's
really
why
gonna
they want more
starve.
variety, because they don't know how to cook. That's
They're
what
gonna
they keep
starve.
putting up ingredients and making your own variety. They want more variety because they don't know how to cook.
That's
Because,
gonna bring
like I
them
said-
back into the house.
You give certain people a loaf of bread and some eggs, they're gonna complain that they can't survive on just egg sandwiches. But at the end of the day, you could make fucking French toast and egg sandwiches or scrambled eggs, or you could motherfucking arrange that shit to be a burrito. So people are just lazy minded.
How to cook. They couldn't even cook they couldn't cook toast.
Real in this bitch.
Loa said in the chat, she said, you can prepare good food with simple ingredients. That is true.
Correct.
Very
Correct.
true. And M. Rolo said, y'all are making too much sense right now.
Again, y'all ain't getting it. Half these people don't know how to cook. They don't know how to cook. They didn't learn how to cook.
What's up, Real?
Canned pork and powdered milk. That's what's up.
Powdered milk.
Donald Trump and the canned pork and powdered milk.
Man.
Hey, but look though, Just Jay. Look, if he sends us potatoes and canned pork and government cheese, what do you have? A tasty baked potato. Baked potato. Right or wrong?
That's true. And I love my baked potatoes.
Niggas right here be too choosy, man.
Yeah. What you think about that, Bria? Do you think people too choosy when it comes to the idea that they're going to replace food stamps with food delivery and they're going to deliver them a box of food?
Canned pork. Now, all right, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just speak for black people, right? For people that refuse to do anything for themselves, when somebody else is treating you to something that you get what the fuck you gonna get. That's so. In the way it's fucked up, and in the way it's like, this is what you get. If you gonna keep on sending your children to school that's purposely keeping them dumb, and you keep doing it instead of building your own schools, you gonna get a canned pork powdered milk education. So
wow, nice.
That's just to be honest with you. Would it be fucked up? Hell yeah. I like when the first of the month. I just applied for food stamps like 2-3 months ago. Man, I eat lobster tails on the 2nd of the month. Dog. Steaks.
Man. I don't even be stuck food stamps like that. Cause like everybody be bragging about how they eat seafood. You know seafood is disgusting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crab ain't nothing but a sea spider. A shrimp is a sea roach. I ain't in all that, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead, bro.
And
no, but all I was just saying is, well, it's a luxury of the day, a little seafood shit. But but all I was saying is, all right, just to be 100, I haven't got food stamps in years. I refuse to even apply for them, no matter how bad my situation gets. Something just broke me in the apply for them like in November or something like that, December. But I mean, to be honest with you, the damn 2 lobster tails at the damn meat market down the street is $33 a piece. Like, I mean, they 2 for $33, or like 3 small ones for $25. That's ridiculous for somebody to be getting food stamps, and then I only get $133. So that's a fat portion of my damn stamps going down the drain right there. That is food abuse for somebody to be claiming that they poor or indigent.
Absolutely. And I like that word, indigent.
That's a good point.
Jail,
no, bro, you ain't got to go to jail to use the word indigent. It's a word.
Hey,
word in the jail, though.
Hey, that's what Barry be doing. Barry always got the word of the day.
But for you to be claiming to be indigent, and then most of the people that get them work under the table, they don't work at all. They sell them, or they sell them, buy a bunch of struggle meals for the kids. It's very few people that use them for what they're really there for, and that know how to plan their meal at the same time that's going to have a grain of protein and a starch.
Right. A grain of protein and a starch.
Because a lot of times, these chicks cook meals it'd be like corn, macaroni and cheese, and like a
Yeah,
hamburger. Like
and
corn
chicken
is a
nuggets.
starch, macaroni is a starch, and then you got like a protein. If your chick ever cook you two starches and a protein, she do not know how to cook. Get you a new girlfriend.
Hell yeah. What's it looking like in the chat room, Just Jay?
Oh, well, it's still people in there. We got about 62 people watching. Hell, I look, I'll be honest with you. I remember there was a point in time when I first started this thing out. I'd be lucky to have 62 people watching. We are in the after show, after the show, and still have that many people here. I just got to say thank you to everybody that's still here and supporting and watching. I think that's awesome.
It just shows the good work that you doing. I mean, it's the fruits of your labor. So I mean, you reap what you sow. You've been doing the work, and now you reaping the benefits. So shout out to DJ Just J for bringing this thing
Boop,
to
boop, boop,
order
boop,
to the
boop.
soda
Shout
you
out to
did.
DJ Just Jay.
Yeah, appreciate that,
He
man.
want order.
Like I said, I'll say this, and I think you guys know that been around me for a long time. No, I've been saying this from the beginning. My only hope is to support my brother Tommy Sotomayor's message and to continue to build on that. So if this becomes something, then this becomes a place where we can continue to make his message resonate, because I believe that his message is important, not only for the black community, but for the world. I say for the world. It can work for the world, but definitely for the United States, because we're in a point in time where it's critical, absolutely critical for us to start having families and understand the concept of family and understand the concept of procreating and the benefits of being able to give those important things that children need in order to live and to be able to develop and continue to pass on those positive traits going forward. So if I have, served my purpose with regard to, being a reputable person on Tommy's platform, then I'd just like to say thank you to y'all on the panel. Thank you to people that watch the show and all of that stuff. But like I said, without y'all supporting it, I mean, me just sitting here with a mic in my face and on the internet don't really mean shit. So I 100%
Hey, I
appreciate
wanted
y'all.
to tell you, man, you got a nice flow. That song was cool. It was like laid back, mellow.
That's that Texas swag.
It had a relax to it. I
That's that
like the
UGK
relaxed
swag.
swag.
I'll make sure to tell Kurt Dog you said so, man. Definitely appreciate that. He is the
Hey, your
mastermind.
flow was nice though. The way how like your delivery and shit was nice. I used to rap and battle rap and all that stuff back in the day. I just never liked my voice, so I ain't never like get into it. But it was fun. But I was peeping it out. That's how I caught. Like you ain't cuss. And then when I heard his voice,
That's right.
his
You did
verse,
say that. Yeah,
he
you
ain't
did.
cuss.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And this is just something about like I do it more or less like from a hobby standpoint, because I actually respect people that take it as a job and they take it as a craft. And for me, it's more or less like a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing is writing. I've been doing, writing for a little while, just kind of in my own time. But to actually be around an actual rapper, Kurt Dog is a rapper that did that shit for real back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say like Jay, you did a good job on this. I remember when we did Just Another Day, and I had sent him a verse and it didn't make the album, and I was just like, I was like, okay, I didn't expect it to make the album. I was like, maybe my verse was about whack, maybe he didn't like it. And then I remember he sent me a special version which had an unused verse from another guy. His name is Bust 'Em Down on that song. At the very end, it kind of sounds like Goldie Loke at the end. And I remember when he sent me that, I damn near got like crazy emotional when I saw he was like, check your email, and I looked at it and I listened to it and I was like, no, you did not do that. Like I was freaked out by it because I was a fan of his. Like he was one of those people that I heard on the radio years ago. I was like, damn, what song is that? I like that song. I went and I hunted that song down. I hunted it down, found it at a record store, bought the record, loved the record. Never seen the dude, never met him or anything like that. Years later, I ended up getting a chance to manage some clubs. and one of his artists needed a venue, hooked up with his artist. His artist was like, hey, Kurt Dog wants to shoot a video. Do you know any venues? And I ended up being able to provide him basically the hookup. He got a chance to shoot his back edit video, which took 2 days to shoot.
Oh wow,
That's a damn steal.
A good deal.
That's a steal. And I just like
that's more than a steal. That's an armed robbery, dog. Wait, more than
and so for me to be able to, even collaborate with him in some shape, form, or fashion. If you guys like, that's a big long story that I just told you, but that's basically how we get to the point to where we are today. We ended up just talking one day. We ended up vibing, and we've been pretty much talking on the phone every day since then. And he allowed me to, get on a couple songs. Then we did another song. Then we did another song, and I was, and then for you guys to say that y'all liked it, I was just like, damn, like really?
That shit is lit. That shit is lit. I mean, and listen, don't think I'm just saying this, you know what I'm saying, because it would please me to bash a whack rapper, you feel me? But that shit is all right. In fact, I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying, just downloading it and riding to it in my car, because sometimes I could use a layback vibe. Like right now, my thing is, and you probably gonna like this, Brio. Right now, my dude is Tekashi 6ix9ine, because he on that violent lit shit. But sometimes I want to take a break and get straight to the money and be gone. You feel me? So
dang, dude,
like that laid back vibe.
Y'all don't listen to
Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh no, well I don't. He's not my style. Matter of fact, like even in I don't have a club I could play his music at.
What?
Girls would dance like
that
party.
boy's like, he's like a cross between DMX and Lil Jon. It's all street shit. Pop. Everybody get shot, nigga.
It's
I gotta go look at his shit, because you said DMX Lil Jon.
Hey,
that gotta be a hell of a combination.
Hey, matter of fact, look, I'm here to tell you the music is good. It's look up Tekashi 6ix9ine Gummo. It's good.
And Billy's like the highest thing in New York right now.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's just for me. I don't have any club, whether it's strip club, whether it's old school parties, retro weddings. I don't have a place where I can play any of that music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have a mature audience. I respect
exactly.
it too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, so if I see your name on the flyer, I could go there and not expect to get into a fight because some to the club up shit.
Okay, if you would have asked me that question 6 years ago, that might have been a different answer.
6 years ago, I was waiting. I worked security 6 years ago. I would love for the DJ to get the club rowdy, just so I could knock somebody's head off.
Hey, I can't look. As sad as it is, I have been in many a club where bullets started to fly. Let's just say that, and it was not fun.
Yeah.
Yep, in the club. So yeah, that's another story. But yeah, man, if you want straight to the money, bro, I try to make sure and tell y'all. Maybe you didn't hear me say it. I'll send it to you. I'll just send it to you.
Absolutely. Make no mistake about it, Just Dave. That's a good song. You said y'all don't have a SoundCloud?
I don't do the SoundCloud. I only put a couple of my DJ mixes, like my radio mixes, on there. Outside of that, I don't like the direction SoundCloud's going at all. No, I'm good. Like I put Just Another Day on Bandcamp, and I probably will end up putting Straight to the Money on there. But for hell, all the people that have been donating, I'm just like, shit. I might as well just give you the damn
take them
song.
all.
Yeah, So yeah, but like I said, I talked to Kurt Dog. He said if y'all want any particular songs that I played, whether it's Leave Me Alone.
Hey, I'll say a couple songs. Hello?
Yeah, say that again, Brio.
Yeah. My bad for being rude, man. I don't be meaning to be rude, man.
That's all right.
The Tourette syndrome.
That's all right.
No, I was gonna say a few shows you played different songs. The song you played tonight was actually like the song that I actually like like this one actually like hard. Like the other songs was decent, but they just wasn't like something that I was personally feeling. It's not me. I'm not hating or trying to throw anything out there. The shit still sound better than the old house music. That shit was.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about that, but yeah, I feel like I wasted my money. But nonetheless, we're not gonna get into that right
My ears was bleeding.
now.
You said it made your ears bleed.
You remember that?
Hell yeah, I remember that shit. Then he kept putting my name in the middle of that shit. Where y'all find that bag? I'm about to jump off here in a second, man. I'm about to lay down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, if I've already had Kurt Dog's blessing, he said if y'all want the music, just let me know, and I'm supposed to send it to you. That's what he told me to do. That's my brother, and that's the way we're gonna get down. So, like for anybody, anything that y'all hear on there, and most people when they email me, they'll just tell me which song, and I'll just attach it and just send it. But and that's a thing that I felt like I brought to the table. Number one, his sampling, like Kurt Dog is the sample master. That's undeniable. Like if you hear like where he started from all the way up until now, you'd be like, shit. Like you know how some people are good at like making original songs? He's good at taking stuff that was classic music and resampling it and turning it into something brand new. That's something I've always known that he was good at. So for me to you don't have to question the production from him. All you have to do is be able to just put a good rhyme to it. He said if your verse ain't good, I'm not putting it on her, Jay. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give you a good one. That's what he told me. So yeah, if y'all like it, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. So, but another thing that I was gonna say was that's also what I try to bring to this platform also is the fact that I know people like to listen to music and I said, damn, like I'm a DJ, like at least I could provide some music, right?
Right.
So and I took the time to actually write out some verses and record them, and it took some days and some weeks to do a couple of them, and you know, so whatever I could do to try to help. Okay, so another thing that you guys have noticed, I've also made it to where we're doing a show called Just Shenanigans on the You Dig, where somebody will send me a story, and it's not a story that I can do an entire show on. It's like 15 minutes, 10 minutes at best. So I said, I have so many of them that people will send me, and I'm like, damn, I can't do a whole show on that. So now I have it to where anything that you send me, there's a segment for it. If there is a news story that you want to send me that's important, I can do that. If it's something we could talk about the black community, we could do that. If it's a short story, if it's a fight, if it's a funny thing, like Just Shenanigans is basically about any type of shenanigans that's out there, and we could show it all there. And the fact that the majority of this, you know, number one, we're copyright protected, and number two, we're flag proof.
Okay, so here, let me take this opportunity to offer a show suggestion while I'm on here, because a lot of times I'm just gonna forget to email. You know, NBA YoungBoy.
Yep. You know, about him beating up his girl. I got that video.
Oh, you got that one?
Yeah, I didn't want to put that one up yet because I wasn't sure about the fighting part. I didn't want somebody to flag it down.
Right.
Because it's domestic. That's domestic violence like a motherfucker. That's an easy flag down.
Easy flag down. But I'm more focused. That's an easy flag down. I didn't even know that because I didn't even know that. But I gotta remember that when I'm putting up videos. But I'm really more focused on the fact that she came on and said, like, Terrell, I bet you can't pull me. I'm stronger than you. Like, she came on, like, right after that, taking up for him.
Yep.
You feel me? And I want to know where her parents are at. And if I could give her some advice, she needs to take this little bit of clout and notoriety that she's getting from being beat up and
turn it into something.
Go jump on a motherfucking what do they call that? A reality TV show. That way she could get her own money and stop getting beat up for money.
Yeah, but them girls ain't no victims, man. They at where they want to be at. They like that
That's
shit.
real, nah.
They like violence. They like to fight with each other. They like to call each other bitches and hoes. They like to Like I showed you guys that video of them people arguing. Them dudes and them females like beat his ass in the store. Like they like that carnage. She likes that shit. Come on, everybody on
likes that shit.
Everybody on this panel has, including myself, has dealt with a chick that loves to fucking fight. I had an ex-girlfriend that said, "Come on, I just want to wrestle with you. I like to be rough, like slap me or something." And I'm like what? Like what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not gonna get arrested because you on some stupid shit. But
Right.
honestly, it's chicks that like the ignorance, the foolishness. She's right where she want to be. That girl ain't no victim. Ain't no feeling sorry for her.
She done had so many black eyes on social media though.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. What brings us right back to Tommy's
Stockholm
point.
syndrome.
This what brings us right back to Tommy's point. She only posts that stuff and let y'all see it or what she's going through for attention.
You talking about the chick with the kid?
NBA YoungBoy's girlfriend that get beat up on camera all the time and shit.
Constantly. I'm
body
talking about
slam.
you beating her up on camera like once a week
also
type shit.
the one that that they said that she was sleeping down in the hotel lobby because he was upstairs fucking a chick. And somebody took a picture of her sleeping in the hotel lobby on the couch while he's upstairs fucking a chick. I'm like, who took the fucking picture of you, bitch? We not dumb.
Well, that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened when you got somebody supplying a lifestyle that you can't afford yourself, and you subjugate yourself to that. If I'm rich or I'm famous, and you my girl or supposed to be my girl, and I don't really care about you, but you living off of me, you get out the hotel room when I fuck a girl too. Like,
well, but I respect the shit out of that because I was like, hey, it makes sense to me.
It's called being a subject, and when you subjugated to anything, you subjugated to the treatments or mistreatments that the people bestow upon you.
Well stated, brother. Well stated.
Thank you. I don't even really want to add much to that, but like I said, she ain't a victim, no, at all.
Miss Mandy, how do you feel about that?
Almighty, my son trying to be up all night playing.
No, she talking about PS4. Yeah, man.
But yeah, we gonna wrap this thing up here in a little bit, and we'll cut this part out and we'll upload it as its own show. So I don't want y'all to panic when y'all see that it's not a part of this whole long 2.5 hour show.
Right.
It'll be its own separate thing, and I'm gonna upload it to make sure that we can get enough people to see it. So I did pretty good last time. The last one almost got 1,000 views by itself, which was a re-upload. So we'll start doing it like that. That's another cool thing to where people that didn't see it, during the daytime can see it also.
I'm trying to get these two folks to come onto the panel and stop talking in the chat room.
I see that.
I don't understand why they keep this dude, Marxists, keep running this damn mouth about white folks. Come on and talk about the white folks.
Well,
if you know information about it.
I'm gonna give them.
Stop talking
just
in
trolling.
the chat room.
Well, I kept putting the link in there. I'm gonna give them 5 minutes. If they want to hop on here, cool. If they don't, I'm gonna end the show in 5 minutes.
You know what, Jay?
Cool.
He's another troll talking crap in the chat room like the rest of them do. Tommy,
listen.
like Tommy does and like you do, you give all these people all this opportunity to come on to the panel and speak their piece. I mean, he's talking about stuff that we don't know about and we're not talking about because we're not white. If you know about white people and they got this freaking action plan and this agenda, come on to the panel and talk about it and stop talking in the damn chat room. And yeah, what the hell is the meaning of bash?
Yeah, I noticed that.
What's the meaning of bash?
It's an empty word.
There's no such word.
It's an empty word. That's all it is. It's nothing.
I can't stand how people, sit in the chat room and they talk all this crap and they don't want to come onto the panel and speak their piece.
Because maybe they're not that, their acumen isn't that high. You know what I'm saying? If they have
y'all ever thought about this? I remember when you did first open, there was people that would come on the panel with us, but there's one dude from North Carolina. I can't remember his name. But he had told me that he'd be in the chat rooms trolling or whatever under a different name, and not for me to tell nobody it was him. But a lot of times it be our own damn people trolling the chat, and then under one account, and then they come on the panel under the account that we know them on.
Yeah,
Of course.
Well, I'm not gonna call their name out either, but I think me and Brielle definitely know of some people we could call out that have done that ain't around no more. But I digress.
I just think I find it to be more
Productive.
intriguing of a conversation if people have different outlooks and views on things. As Jay always says, come on to the panel, let's discuss this. Let's put this information, as a topic and talk about it.
Yeah,
Jason.
exactly. So, and guys, I'm gonna have to end this here in a minute. And I just realized that my brother Tommy is live, so we're gonna take our.
You just realized that?
Yeah, no. If I would have known that, I ain't gonna lie, I would have cut it earlier. But nonetheless, yeah.
No, I wanted to ask you. Before we get off, I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about that? That chick that told her daughter that she ain't had no daddy and shit, and then kind of find out like the dad do beat her, or it's another story behind it. How did you feel when you first seen that video?
This is the thing, and I ain't gonna lie, it's part of what I talked to my girl about, and it's the manipulation tactic that women use to turn the children against their other half. And I don't like it. It's a horrible thing, and I think it's a beautiful thing. See what these ignorant brides like that don't realize is they're doing it for clout and they're doing it for attention. But there, for every action there's a reaction. So what ended up happening that makes it good for us is the fact that we get to actually see it, and now that's video evidence of this woman torturing that child, and making this child cry, making this child feel resentment, and that man will not only be able to use that against her, but we also now have indisputable evidence. When these motherfuckers come out here, these Marxists and all these other people that say this stuff doesn't exist, we got fucking video proof of it. And what's funny about this, Tommy has video after video after video after video. Come on, man. I've got people trickling down videos to me now. We have indisputable evidence of the things that we talk about. So think about this. Who was on that panel when we had Roger on the panel? 100 Club, you was on there?
Yep.
I don't know any women like that. And then I turned around and then I did a video the next damn day and I said, #where's Roger? I got plenty of proof for you, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I gotta keep it 100. I saw somewhere in the chat room that he got upset and lashed out at you for that.
I sent him a hangout not that long ago. He didn't say nothing like that.
Oh, well, I don't know, but just double check it. I'm just making an observation, but maybe he was talking to me because I hit him up in an email or talking to somebody, but he was like, yeah, so something, but that doesn't mean you gotta continue to hit me up. But I only sent him one email. I don't know who he was talking about, but the fact that you brought that up made me think it was possibly you. But in either case, I'm not saying anything bad about the brother, but you do have a point. Some people like to, we call them cucks, not calling Roger a cuck, but, some people like to pretend that, black women are infallible, and that's just not the case. Yep. And that kind of belief is counterproductive. How you going? Them
type of dudes usually dudes that don't have many options or down there any options. So, they wind up coming to, it's like let's say vibranium. All right, you got dirt and all type of minerals everywhere, but vibranium is precious because you only can find it so-called on one part of the earth, right? So for these guys that don't have many options or down there any options, it is rare to them, like vibranium. So they wanted to worship in these rare substances that's rare in their life. Like guys that get themselves together or got their head on their shoulders, or that's handsome and that women like, or just even know how to approach a woman, are not the same type of dudes that sit up there and just be like, all women are gods. And
that's an act of desperation to say that everything is perfect and something is infallible. That's an act of desperation, and you know what I'm saying, nothing is perfect.
Yeah, but you know, I actually did a show that was actually titled "Are Women Infallible?" If you scroll back a couple of a handful of shows back, I did a show specifically about that. But again, I got to end this thing here in a little bit. But Brielle, if you get a chance, so you can kind of catch up and kind of find out what we was talking about. Just watch the last panel. I don't think it's too long, and I think I timestamped where we really got into the meat of the discussion. So that way, when you go in the video, if you just look down at the bottom, you could be like, "Oh, okay, I see Jay's comment there." You just click that, so you don't have to watch a whole big long introduction, and it'll take you right to the meat of the discussion. It was a good discussion, but he also did a one-on-one with Tommy one time, and I thought it was a little difficult to get through to my brother, quite a bit. So
as Almighty DA says, you'll have 1,000 Haitian soldiers at your doorstep if you don't agree that the black woman is God.
Hey, but you know that video actually is now over 11,000 views.
Good, because people agree. Let me just ask Jason one more thing before you get out of here real quick, Just Jay.
All right.
Yo, Jason, as a military person, right? Do you think this is a two-part question? Do you think those officers in Fort Lauderdale were cowards for not going into the building during the active shooting? And do you think we would benefit as a country? We would benefit if we handled cops like we did soldiers. So when they did something that was cowardice or deserted their post, they should be fired without insurance, without pension, without 401k, without a hero burial, and none of that. Just fired, and it should be similar to a felony where they got to go get a job at McDonald's and they don't get nothing behind it. You think that's a good idea, Jason?
Well, first off, I really can't comment on that because of the mere fact all the information is not in yet. You don't know. Nobody knows if they stopped. Nobody knows what they did.
I think it's conclusive, brother. They agreed that they did not go in. There was 4 of them.
Hold on now. They got 2 stories out in the world right now. And until the full investigation is complete, then we can make judgment on that. However, I can only speak for myself. Mm-hmm. I would have went where the gunshots were coming from, and I would have had to do what I had to do by myself or with somebody else because that's what I'm supposed to do. So I can't speak for that particular officer. I can't. You don't know if that officer has been trained for that, and that could have been overstepping his duties if he would have did that. So we don't know all of these things.
The facts state that there were 4 of them who did the same thing, and one of them was a high-ranking officer.
Do you know if they were trained? Do you know if they were trained to go in and get a shooter?
You know what? I was gonna say it doesn't matter, but the fact of the matter is they were trained to serve and protect. They were trained for all kind of dangerous incidents, and what I'm noticing is the people are serving and protecting the cops more than the cops are serving and protecting the people. That's all I want to say about that because I can't hold on to Jay like that.
Hey, bro, that's a SWAT team situation, man.
When you have an active shooter, okay, who comes to clear the building? Not the regular police officer. You have a special team that comes, SWAT team, or another special team that comes and clears the building. What I'm saying is I can't comment and I can't give you my opinion on what happened. I am trained to clear a building with a couple of people for an active shooter. I am trained for that. A lot of people are not trained for that.
So, okay, so I don't want to get sidetracked and all due respect to Just Jay's time, but let's just say they were trained for it and they didn't do it. Do they deserve to be dishonorably discharged, or should there be such a thing for police officers?
Well, they should be punished for it. They should be punished for it for neglect of duty.
Okay.
I mean, what else can you say? To punish them like a military unit would do. That's kind of foolish because of the mere fact the military does one thing one way and the civilians do another thing another way. So you can't compare the two and combine the two as for punishment.
Well, I
That's
can
not
and
what
I am, and I resent your using the term foolish. There's a lot of words in the lexicon.
Man, see what you failing to realize is that there's different training for different jurisdictions. The military jurisdiction versus the municipal police jurisdiction. The two different jurisdictions under different training. A lot of times, those SWAT guys be guys that served in the military, in the Marines, and in the Army, and then they got a police job when they got out. But since they got that training, they go to SWAT easily. So it just be you can't certain shit certain people got to deal with. It's an order of operation of things. So you just can't hold everybody accountable for the same shit. You can't hold fucking President Trump to do the same shit that the mayor of Cincinnati would do. Like them two different levels. The mayor of Cincinnati not going to have the training to deal with international politics like a President Trump or Barack Obama would.
I understand that, real,
wait,
but
guys, we gotta
for dangerous situations.
we got to go, guys. We can keep talking about this, but I want to go ahead and end the show though, because it's not.
I'll hold on for the conversation.
Okay, yeah, it's not going to end the panel. It's just we just got to end the show.